First up, the first word up is word crush. I'm high like your first puff, and that's for the pinnacle. Dots and shots are not critical. Rocks in the blocks, the cops, the lock mineral. Stop, it's not literal. Socks are not spiritual. Feel the earth from writing this verse. It's Tots lyrical. Bronx general, in general, Clark Kent and you. Bitches love my caramel skin. It's not edible. The non-credited, incredible. On chemicals, you're on genitals. Don't stress if it's not revenue. Like damn, up in Orlando. What's that? 15 seconds to 15 rep it. I might just 15 flex it like that's 15 flexes in a row. I got the biceps. I got the arm curls, I got the rolls, I got everything. I got Chichos, I got the Kayleen Doe. The bitches love me. I can't curse too much. I can't spit this verse too much. I don't want to rap too long. I don't want to rap.
I just want to rap. She just want to trap. Damn, the tables can turn. She said, baby, don't you stress none. Chase your dream, I got this bread coming. You hit that fame, will be good. I just want to rap.
So I'm very excited to do this interview with you today. I was introduced to you by my business partner, DJ MK.
Awesome.
When she put me down with your Sway in the Morning interview. And then from there, it was just like, okay, no, I need more. Because you have a special vernacular to your tongue. And I'm a wordsmith at heart because I'm a poet. So the first thing that hits me is always the lyrics. I want to know where your mind goes, how it takes you there, and things like that. So when I first got introduced to you, I was like, oh my gosh, like he goes so raw but so deep, and it's like with no feeling. It's just like I'm giving it to you, lethalized. So one of the things I noticed was that it gave me a nostalgic feeling of old school hip hop.
Yeah.
But the thing about it was it's got a new school flavor. So with underground hip hop relevant, becoming more shedding into the light, and with, you know, mainstream still being at the surface or top of things, where do you find yourself in between the two? And how would you evolve the way that music is today?
I really, I find myself like torn between the two a lot, and I'm more catering towards the underground because I feel like it's very important to make what you love cool and not to adapt to what is already cool. You know what I'm saying? Because what's already cool is cool because people made that cool. Exactly, and someone made that cool. You know what I'm saying? So you got to believe in yourself. So I believe that, but at the same time, I know you got to play the game to change the game. So really my heart is set with, you know, like you said, that vernacular, that old school feel with that new school touch. So I like putting lyrics, I like the artistic form within my rhymes, and I like making it poetic and deep. So I want to find a way, the perfect balance to kind of do that and still format it in a way that the people who like that mainstream music can still gravitate towards it, whether it be the beats, exactly, whether it be the beats or even the flow, because you might have even if you have a trap flow, but you saying real shit within it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Real
and
things.
I respect that. See, that's where I find in that middle line sometimes, like I can vibe with trap, but I don't feel trap. But if you can put some lyrics on it that make me feel,
because sometimes the separation is because of the content. It's not really because it's trap. It's because we're already talking, whoo, bands, banner. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, if you could really say something within it, and you're catering to the listeners, because most of those people don't really listen to it. They just ride with the flow and the sound of the beat. So those people are still going to be catered to, and then you got the real listeners being catered to too, because they're going to pay attention and you're actually saying something. So, you know, stuff like that, and just finding that nice balance. And I'm 22, I'm young, so I'm still growing, and I'm developing my craft, and I don't want to be a one-trick pony. So every day I'm trying something that makes me uncomfortable, because that's the only way to grow. So
exactly. Now you started rapping when you were 17?
Yeah, right out of high school.
Okay. So what was that defining moment at 17 that was saying that I'm going to be a rapper? Now, you're the son of the legendary rapper, Big Pun.
Yes.
Which I know you don't like when people say that you sound like him or things like that. But it's like a rebirth. It's like a revive. It's definitely refreshing when you hear it, because it's like, oh my gosh, it's coming back. Well,
to clarify, I do feel awesome when people compare me to him. The only thing I don't like is when they say I try to be like him. But the comparisons
See, I don't get that. I just think that it is definitely a natural aura that you give
That's what
off.
it is. Like I'm not even trying. I'm just being myself to the fullest. And if that means that I also sound like my pops, that just makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So when people compare me to him, I feel blessed, because I'm like, yo, you comparing me, like if I was a boxer and you compare me to Ali, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna feel.
You talk about skill and technique. So do you feel as though for you that you were born into this, or do you feel that you had to learn both sides of that skill and that technique, or it was just there from the beginning?
I definitely feel, and you know, humbly I say that I was blessed with talent. It did come naturally, but there was many pieces. Just words aren't the only part of rapping. There's delivery, there's flow, there's cadence, there's relevance. So I had to work very hard in some areas, and some areas came easy to me. So I believe it's a bit of talent and a bit of skill, but skill always beats talent if skill works hard. So you gotta work hard. So I've been grinding. You know what I'm saying? I've been writing every day and reading and trying to expand my craft. So it's definitely given, and I took a lot too.
Now, you said in a recent interview, you said, I'm trying to save the world with what I do. Now this is kind of on topic but off topic. If you could be one superhero, what would it be?
That already a superhero. Let me see. Who would I be? Superman.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm hands down always going with Batman. I love Batman. I don't know what it was about him,
so cool.
but he was my dog growing up.
Batman is so cool. See, I'm really into it, so I'm running through thousands of heroes in my head right now. If you go on DC, I would say Green Lantern, and I'll tell you why. Because like when I write, it's all for my imagination, it's all for my mind.
And I see it when you freestyle. To me, your eyes move as if you were writing in your pad.
Yeah. I'm like trying to take words.
I can watch it. It's like you're just like writing with your eyes, and it's very cool because it's almost as if I have this theory that when an artist, and I'll never know because I'm not a rapper, I'm not a singer, but I'm a poet. I'll never know where that special place is you go when you're no longer here, but you're still giving off so much good energy.
And I don't always get into the zone, but when I do, it's like wow, it feels cool because it's like nothing else exists. It's just you're in your pocket.
Right,
and
it's just those little
you're just flowing.
in the pocket. That's the great comparison.
And it's great. But yeah, I would say Green Lantern because though I don't feel like Green Lantern was that dope in the show or in the comics, but his power was whatever he could imagine was what the ring brought to life. So I feel like if someone with a greater imagination than him or was more creative, if they had that power, like if Batman had that ring, it would have been over. So I think with that ring, I'll be able to do a lot because whatever I could think in my mind, I could bring it to life. With the that's too amazing.
Now with it, see where I was going with this is what you pretty much explained. It was you're pretty much saying anything that you put to your imagination can happen. And I was going to go on by asking you, how would you change the world through your music, which would be through your imagination? Yeah,
through that, and also like I believe the best way to inspire people is to lead them, and the only way to lead them is through your actions. Like actions speak so much louder than words, which is ironic because my career is with words, and that's how I'm gonna change it. But more so than what I'm saying, because I do rap positively at times. I do try to rap to inspire, but it's also the story that's attached to it. I came from many disadvantages. I suffer from many things, from depression to homelessness to being in poverty, from obesity to everything, and then to put all that aside and to believe in yourself and to pursue something greater than just you, and to know that your dreams could come true if you just relentlessly pursue it. And I want to be an embodiment of that and to show people that if you just don't give up on yourself, you could do anything. And I think that if Gandhi said it, be the change you want to see in this world. If I could do that, and if I could show other people that they could do that, then I could change the world one person at a time. You know what I'm saying?
One of my favorite things about what you've said is it goes all the way back to your very first mixtape, Wonderland Misery.
Yeah.
It pretty much that whole, what you just said, just explains exactly those two balances of you saying like you've been through homelessness, depression, and those are a lot of things that a lot of youth have been through, and you're only 22, so to have gone through all that and you're 22, and those are the stories that you already have to lead to tell, and then to know what stories you have to come is just already on my mind like, man, there's so much more here as you grow. Now, coming from Wonderland and Misery, where were you when you wrote that? Like where mentally were you at?
That was like the rawest part of my career, I would say, because that's like that was the first tape that I put out, and that was me just starting to rap, so it was just raw emotion and just raw like unhoned talent like right there. So a lot of it, like, it's rough around the edges, but it's very me and it's very raw, and I was just in such a place because that was right after we got out the shelter. This is right after high school, and right after a heartbreak, and right after everything, you know, the high school regular heartbreak.
Would you say that you wrote that album more so for yourself than for others, and now it's the thing that others are able to adapt to? It's funny because as I'm doing these interviews with artists, a lot of artists are pretty much saying or realizing that that first album really was not for anybody else but for them. That
album, I would say the first tape that I put out, the Wonderland Misery, it was like, that was the most uninfluenced one. When I say uninfluenced, I mean I had the least outside forces saying like, yo, you should do this. Like that was so me, and it was so for me. Like that I was really writing each one as an outlet. And like even my sister, she has a hard time listening to it. My mom too, because like she hears the raw emotions and she knows me as a person, so it's even deeper and like all the stories. So it was definitely bigger because now I'm more into the game and there's more politics. So subconsciously I'm thinking politics at the same time. So I might be influenced by something else. Like okay, I need to grasp this target audience, blah blah. So you know what I'm saying?
so let me throw this line in.
Yeah, it's less from the soul and it's more from the mind. You know what I'm saying? That first one is from right here, like and it felt
And that's
like
something that you're always gonna have with you. How would you say you've grown from Wonderland Misery to your latest album, Medicated Consumption?
A lot. I would say less of a one-trick pony. I'm not getting on every track. Biblical, lyrical, metaphysical. But I'm not doing that because
I love that side though, because I'm like in it like, whoa, like, and the thing is, I feel like those are like daggers that hit me even harder.
Yeah.
Which, to your music, I can run to because it amps me up.
Exactly.
To your music, I get inspired because it's like, oh, I'm not doing enough. I'm not working hard enough, or I need to get down with this. You know what I mean? So like, those are the type of things that what I listen for is the part that I love. It's because it's like lyrical daggers. It's keeping me on my toes, keeping me on my back.
And I still do that, but it's more honed and meticulous. I know how to compound syllables. I know how to change the flow, so it's not just a boom, boom, boom. It's da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So I could do that now within multiple types of mainframes and switch the flows up and experimenting with different beats. And now the song concepts are expanding because as I get older, I grow as a human being as well as an artist, and I learn more things about the world and about myself. So now I could reach in different conversations, and now I have more clarity about something like feminism. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know nothing about that when I was coming right out of high school, and now I know a lot about it. I'm a feminist, so now I can rap and I can appeal to your demographic and that audience. You know what I'm saying? I know more about the government. I know more about what they're doing to us. I know more about different things. So I'm able to talk on more topics and bring my skill to that. And it's also more versatile now. I learned how to, because if I get on the track with, say you rap, right? Say you did, you know what I'm saying? Which I know your poems are crazy.
I could do a
you know
little
what I'm saying? Say you rap and say you had a different, Styles P told me this. Shout out to Styles. See, Styles rap a certain way. Me and Styles rap different. And he told me, he was like, yo, it's all cool. You got a sword. Say what I do is a sword and what he does is a gun. He's like, all right, now if you kill me with your sword or I killed you with my gun, that's cool. You was using the sword, I was using the gun. That's our weapons. But you're more respected if you pick up my weapon and kill me with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so he was like, yo, learn how to do that. So now when I get on the track with somebody, I built myself up that I'm able to step into their world and say, hey, I'm in your planet, but I could run this shit. You know what I'm saying? So within that aspect, like I had to grow like that and show the versatility and get that respect. And it's been fun, and I'm still growing. You know what I'm saying?
I love your energy. I mean, two of my favorite songs off the EP is Black Hearts.
Black Hearts, yeah.
Where did the video concept come up for that?
The Warriors theme, like we did that, man. That was shout out to my manager Scorp. He thought of that, and Danny Cinema, the boys at Details.
There's one scene in there that gives me like a School Days vibe when when the two sororities and the two fraternities are battling each other.
Yeah.
And at that scene, because you strip them of their letters, so you strip them of their colors.
Exactly.
Their
we call it the patches because they have all the patches in the joint.
That was super dope.
And we wanted to give that sort of that Warriors-esque, that sort of like that backyard again, like old school with the new school kind of vibe to it. So, and it's called Black Hearts, and the song can sound kind of gangster or hard, but you know I'm not a thug, and we wanted to bring that different aspect to what that could mean and just bring a fun group kind of feel to it, and it was dope. Shot it all in the Bronx under the train at the point, and it was.
I love the visuals that you came from. There's even one freestyle that you have, and you're like bouncing from color background to color background, from mural to mural to mural, but it's like every time you switch up, your flow switch up.
Exactly,
That thing blew my mind, because I was like, visually, conceptually, lyrically, the whole thing was just bananas to me, because I'm a very visual person. And then my other song that I like on that track is I Just Wanna Rap.
Yeah,
the reason why I love that one is because I'm from Philly.
Yeah.
So I love that summertime vibe, block party, vibing with your friends.
Exactly,
and you're just going back and forth with your people. That took me home. Like, that track was home for me.
And Wonderland Misery, Chris wouldn't have been able to do that. But Medicated Consumption, Chris can make a song like that where it's not just, because that song, that's more that feel.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You want to have a good time. Still have the lyrics in there, but yeah.
Exactly.
But shout out to Nitty Scott and Whispers. They did their thing on there, man.
Lastly, what is your connection to the dragon?
The dragon, man. See, this is cool. It's a super long explanation, but I'm gonna try to get the show.
Would you say that you're like your spirit animal?
I would, yeah, big time, big time, and it's something I love. Now, I grew up being a nerd. I'm proud of it. You know what I'm saying? So I always loved dragons, but more than that, like I was talking to my friend one time, and I was like, I can see them existing, and he laughed at me.
I believe that at one point they probably have.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And he laughed at me, and I was just like, yo, not to get into a religious debate, but do you believe in God? And he was like, yeah. I was like, so you could believe in an all-powerful, infallible being that created the universe from nothingness, and could do anything, but you can't believe in a dinosaur with wings? Right. So, and he was like, wow. And so that aspect, so I wanted to correlate dragons, because dragons are always depicted as powerful, as something you can't mess with, as majestic, as magical. And I'm like, and people can't believe in it, but it's so simple to believe in. It's just a
Right.
dinosaur with wings. So I was like, that's like people's success. People are so afraid of their own success, and it's something that's so attainable, but they're not going to believe in it. They're going to believe in something else that's magnificent, that's going to stop them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo.
That's one thing that people always have. See, I needed that right now.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're afraid to take that leap,
Exactly.
that jump, you know.
Because you
go
just don't
over.
believe in yourself, and that aspect.
But
So
a dragon would be able to fly.
exactly.
And
So I'm like, I'm a
way.
dragon. My fans are a dragon. When I say dragons up, because that's the movement, it represents us rising, and that's our ascension. So when you believe in yourself above all anything, then you're a dragon. You know what I'm saying? You're the most powerful creature, and though no one else might believe in you, but you believe in yourself until you can show them.
I just wanna rap.
I watched the cams go, and shout out to Orlando, and rest in peace to all those families. I feel like the government is masquerading these things and causing a tragedy. All those casualties is actually sad to me, but I don't really know what's happening in the nation. But second place is not what we is, because it's the USA. And truly, I do say that we could be high like people that sip and do say, and things that I do today is going to reflect on tomorrow. So don't feel no sorrow. Just get up and fly like a sparrow, shooting arrows with Cupid guiding it, because it's all love. And it's all love. And we getting high with no drugs, because it's all love and hugs, and we feeling good out here, baby. Dragons up. We out.